Good day, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. My name is Chief Dog 74, and let's get into this one then. So today, guys, we're going to be doing yet another Need for Speed Unbound build. It's been a while since I've done the last one, and of course, the last one we did do is the Dodge Viper, which is now my S-Class car. Out of the ones I've built so far, I'd say that this one and the B-Class one are the hardest ones, at least to drive. And so I haven't been getting as many wins with these two cars. So probably they're up there for some of the cars to get different replacements for my go-to for the S-Class, but still this car is really, really good. I just can't really control it because of its more drifting nature. However, speaking of drifting nature, today's video is going to be one where we are building a drift car, since I don't really have one a set for this one, at least not fully online. And yeah, even though there's not a lot of drifting in this game, you still need to do the drifting like challenges around the map if you want to 100% the game. So, and also of course it's always good to have a drift car because it's a drift car, you can just use it whenever. So, and as you can see, our bank account is at 3,904,000. So money is not really an issue with this build, at least for me. So we can go on ahead and get into making it. But of course, the cars so far that I have is this A-Class Mitsubishi Lancer car. We've got a Lamborghini Aventador, which I was just gifted because I did all the speed traps. We've got the Ford Focus RS, which is a really good A-plus car for me. I'm quite happy with the choice that I made there. We've got the Lamborghini Murcielago, which I just sort of kept. It's like one that you get in the story if you do the extra like runaway missions, and then you get this car. So yeah, I get that, I guess. Oh no, this wasn't a runaway mission. This is like if you do some of the missions where it rewards you with cars instead. But anyway, I decided to keep it because it's a Murcielago. I'll probably eventually customize it and upgrade it and stuff. And then of course we got my current car, which is the Dodge Viper. And we got my favorite car, which is the Subaru Impreza, which again, it's not going to be as good in S Plus compared to everyone else, but out of like the non-hyper cars and sort of that sort of range, this is incredibly good, and I'm really happy with this car. And then of course we got the Ford Mustang as well, which it's not the worst, but it's I don't know, I'm not doing amazingly with it, so we're going to need to get a better version for this car and for this car. And I also want to get some off-road versions for a few classes, because some of the races, like the Rumble races, I think is what they're called, obviously off-road. So having an off-road car is ideal to win those. But anyway, enough rambling. Today's car is, of course, as you can see by the title, thumbnail, and everything, it is the Subaru BRZ, and I am aware that there's like a custom one here, which you can buy for 150 grand, but obviously it's already, I guess, kitted out and stuff. But we're not going to be using that one because, again, I want to use my own customization options, and I want to use my own performance, stuff like that. I'm sure you can adjust the performance on this car, but yeah, like I said, I want to do it my own way. So this is of course a good car if you just want to get straight into drifting, as well as the Sylvia. That's also another good car, and the RX-7. But as for me, I wanna actually buy a car and customize it and use the performance. So here we go, purchased, used new car. There we go. And then we shall do the style first. So we can have a look at the body kits. We got this one, which is alright. got this Rocket Bunny one, which looks again solid. You got another Rocket Bunny one, which doesn't look too bad, a bit more cleaner. We got the aim gain, which makes it look a bit like a Lexus at the front. I like to say it looks quite Lexusy there. And then we've got the Varus, which again just goes fully wild. And so yeah, but we're not going to use a body kit. We're going to do it ourselves. It is worth noting that I have this car in the single player, but it was like my, was it B class or A class car, which you had to use for the story. So we got the carbon hood, we got the carbon hood with vents, another carbon hood with vents, more carbon hood with vents, more carbon hood with vents, and another carbon hood with vents. I always go for a carbon hood on the Subaru, so, but I think I want to be a bit different, and I don't know, drift cars, do they really have that much carbon stuff? I want to say no, but I'm not too sure. I think we'll just stick with the regular one for the moment. But the window tint can go to fully blacked out. The front bumper, we can have this one, which doesn't really look too much like a Subaru. You can get the delete, which I don't really like the delete there. The Chidori one, which again looks a bit weird. Sort of quite similar to the Next Tech one. Got the Rocket Bunny, another Rocket Bunny, the Sebron, Sebon. I can't tell how you say that. Grady, is that how you say it? I don't know. Aim gun, which again makes it look like a Lexus. The Varus and another Varus. I think we'll go with the Varus one. I was thinking of G Ready, but it's the base one, but it just has the splitter as carbon. But I think Varus is the best option for me. And as for the splitter, we've got quite a few options again. So I guess they're all pretty cool in their own way, but I'll probably just go with something tame, like the 7-1, I think. So there you go, that's applied. Can we hit the headlights? There we go. So you only got the one option, but of course you can colour them in. And I mean, what colour do I want my Subaru? We've done like a grey, we've done a black car, we've done a blue car with the Subaru, we've done a red car. I think I want a cherry blossom sort of style for this car actually. So maybe I won't be making like a livery for it. I'll have to find one like that someone's done, but let's go with the lightish pink. I think that will be the best, and then add a bit of brightness to it, a bit more saturation. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That is solid. So that's the headlights done. Front fenders. We've got the 7 again, which doesn't really seem to do a lot. Speed hunters, that is quite weird. Rocket bunny, which pushes it out. Kamash. I didn't ever realize how many of like these body kits they actually have for the BRZ. There's quite a lot of customization, so fair enough to them. We will stick with the theme of Varus. I know I used Varus a lot on my other Subaru, I think, but yeah, they're obviously a good brand, so we can go for the Chidori, which looks quite weird for this car. The Alchemist, again, quite weird for the car. And Varus, which I'll just stick with the regular old wing mirrors there, I think. As for the side skirt, we've got quite a few options, but obviously not a lot of them are going to fit with this unless you use sort of virus ones, because otherwise you've got... Oh, you can't even patch up that hole. Oh, that is... Yeah, that's an issue. Okay, we're going to go back on my decision to use the virus then. And instead, we will... Not Rocket Bunny, because that does the same thing. Kamash, I guess. Yeah, that's... Kamash is like the only one that sort of fixes it, so... I guess we'll go with them. I'm assuming it's supposed to say Kamash. It's quite a weird logo, but... Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that there isn't, like... ones which join up, because I particularly like it when the things join up, but there you go. Amigane, I guess, it looks quite solid for this car, so let's whack that on there. Rear fenders, probably gonna have to match with the front. Yeah, because that's weird for the side skirt there. Rocket Bunny goes well extended out there. But it does sort of work, I guess. And virus is, yeah, it doesn't really match with the thing, so we'll hit the Kamash on it again. And then roof, what can we do here? Oh, we can add like some, I don't know, like spikes. I don't know what that is, but it looks sort of cool, so we'll add that. Let's do the rear bumper next. We can have this one. What's the difference here? Oh, it's more doing the diffuser, okay. Story, Rocket Bunny, Subaru, like the base one. Rocket Bunny again. And then the delete, which... I don't really like doing deletes too much, but this one is a bit tempting. But we sort of left it a bit, like, minuscule. It would be really weird to have, like, a bump delete here, so I don't know about the bump delete for that. Then got the virus. Yeah, we'll whack the Rocket Bunny on there. And then tail lights. Got these options, which I think, I'm not sure, but they look more like the modern options. So does it quite cool, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the main ones, and then you can make them really dark, but I'm gonna keep them quite light. I usually go like fully blacked out, but I think with a light car, it sort of needs light headlights. So spoiler though, we've got no spoiler, which isn't the, it can pull it off, but not really. Got that basic Subaru, got the Speed Hunters, Saban, Kamash, SW, what? Sade Works? I haven't really heard of many of these. Rocket Bunny, which again goes quite wild. It's really wild there. And we got the bigger wing there. Got the Speed Hunters. Yeah, those are all solid wings. Oh my, that is, yeah. We're gonna go with this one, I think. Even though I used it in my single player, I still think that is the best wing for me. Exhaust. So you've got the base option for this exhaust. These ones, dual wielding. Dual wielding? Just dual tips. Forest is, I think, what I used on the last time I did this car in my single player. and there's quite a few options, so I mean, let's go for it. We'll go for the bigger ones, the more sticky out ones. It's quite weird, but there you go. And then as for the diffuser, I don't want to go too wacky because we haven't gone too wacky at the front, but I don't know if this car needs one. Yeah, I don't think it needs it. And then let me do the wheels and the license plate off camera then. And so this is the license plate done. Again, I don't really go too wild with them, but I thought this would work quite well with the cherry blossom style we're going for. So we went for like a very heavy Japanese inspired one with the I also went quite wild with the like the edge of the plate as well, which I don't often do, but thought I should do it for this car. So now for the wheels. And we've also now done the tyres, and I must admit I went quite crazy with this. Yeah, pretty weird. I'd never use like these like turbo, whatever they, I don't know, turbofan concave disc, whatever they are. Never used them before in any car. I didn't really think I ever would, but I decided to for this car, and yeah, they're quite crazy, but I think crazy's quite fine for a drift car. So yeah, there you go. That is that ride stance. We're gonna slam it to the ground. And for a bit of fun, we'll add some camber to the car. I think I have a bit of a limit to how crazy I can go, so we'll hit it here, hit the brakes here. And now to do the paint and wrap. So hopefully, no, not in my library. I have to look at the community. Wow. Okay. We have to look at the community and see if we can find a solid one. I'm really drawn to this one here, because it matches with like the pink, and then it goes to like black at the back, and I think that looks really cool. So, yeah, we're gonna equip this one, but I'm going to change the color of the lights a little bit then, and the wheel rims as well to fit more with the pink that they've used. Okay, so change the pink a little bit on the headlights and the wheel rims. Obviously it's not a major difference, but it is just a bit more noticeable. I'm gonna see if I can edit some of this stuff, because some of the stickers I don't particularly want, like the best prices on the cap. Not to say that it's bad or anything, but you know, just want to change a few little pieces here. Okay, so all I did was just remove the best prices on the fuel cap and the little sign thing. I don't really know what the sign was down in the bottom right of the bumper, but that is the customization done for this car. And again, thanks for the designer for this livery, whose name is non_stop riot. So yeah, thank you for the livery. It's really good, and obviously 1,848 people also thought it was a good livery. But now for the driving effects, I think I'm gonna go with the Supernova one. It doesn't necessarily match completely, but I think it looks really cool and really extravagant, which of course you want with boost and like the, you know, the tags, what they call it. but it's got a good amount of pink in it. It's got like blue as an accent, so yeah, we'll clip the Supernova there. As for the underglow, we got some solid options, like we could have a pink wave. I guess we'll go the candy pink wave. So here's the exhaust sound. Pretty standard sort of like tweaking for me, but there you go. And then let me do the performance, and then I'll show you guys what you need to do for it. Okay, so we'll get through this quite quickly because I know this video is getting sort of going to be sort of long. So we have the i4 engine, which is the one at the very end. You start with the flat 4, you want to go with the i4 as far as this build goes, which is by the way, NASA the One, or NASA the One. Sorry if I ruined your name there. But I think I've used one of his builds before, and so this is just his Drift BRZ build. So thanks for the build. I'm sure it'll be good, and he's provided gameplay which suggests to me that it's good. So as for the other parts, so you want to go Elite for the induction, Elite for the ECU, Elite for the fuel system, Elite for the exhaust. You want to go Elite dual turbocharger, Elite nitrous. Again, we're not really concerned about how well this car performs. We're more concerned with how well it can drift. So it doesn't really matter if you've got like all elite parts or whatever, because it's not really meant for entering races. As for the chassis, you want to use off-road suspension, which is obviously quite weird, but that's clearly the best one for drifting, because this game's a bit weird with how it drifts. You want elite brakes, and also quite weirdly, rather than using the drifting tyres, you want to use the elite regular tyres. So again, quite weird how people are able to find these methods of making drift builds rather than using like the actual drifting pieces. It's obviously better to use some different ones. So you also want to have the elite clutch, you want the 6-speed gearbox, you want the elite differential, and then you can probably add auxiliary parts in. He didn't, so I probably won't either. As for the handling, you want to have 60% drift, low steering sensitivity, downforce in the middle, and then he's put it on gas tap. I'm not sure if this makes too much of a difference, but I've just done it like this anyway. So yeah, that is the car all done and dusted, looking incredibly good, I must say. And so now, even though it's not recommended, obviously, I wouldn't recommend that you use this in a speed list. I sort of do just to have a bit of fun with it. So we're gonna put it in an S plus speed list when it's like just about S plus. So I don't expect to win, but I think it'll just be funny to race in it. And then I'll also try it out on a few drifting pieces just to see how it is. But yeah, I'll catch you guys there. I'm actually quite lucky here, to be fair, because I've already joined. Like literally, as I was about to go out into the garage or out into the open world, someone wanted to do an S plus tier, like speedless, so we can already test if what this car's like. Obviously, it's against a Regera and a Bugatti, so I'm gonna be absolutely, yeah, pulled on here, but we can test the drifting, and unfortunately it hasn't saved my tag, which is I think it's an issue, a bug at least, that happens like every time you first drive this car. You have to reapply the tag, and then after that it sticks with it, so I'll make sure to change that. But as you can see, we're already topping out at 203, which isn't really ideal for a speed less than S+, and we're being walked all over. But you know, I wanted to see, I guess, just how it is as a bit of a funny thing. But I can already tell that this drifting is really, really good with this car. It's really, really stable. So it's not like, you know, it's gonna slide all over the place and feel like it's on ice. This car's much more of a controllable drifting car. But again, I wouldn't recommend it in a race, as you can quite clearly see. Yeah, so unfortunately it doesn't look like we're even gonna finish this race. We were quite close to the finish, but yeah, couldn't quite finish it. So yeah, this is looking like a quite easy victory for the other two over me, but again, this is just a funny little thing to try out. But after this, we'll do like a proper drifting test to make sure that this car is on top. So, and good for drifting. And I can tell, like, through the cornering and just the drifting that I've done already, it's a very good contender. So yeah, there you go. Alright, race number 2, we'll see what we can do, but yeah. I don't know if I just got a bad start there, or if it's just the Koenigsegg's just power, but yeah, they're off and away without me. Although they have already crashed, and I'm not gonna crash at that section, so can sort of try and pull away a little bit from third, but yeah, we're just gonna get sort of stuck here, unless he makes a mistake like that. Somehow we're into first here then, but it's going to be very short-lived, I'm sure, because yeah, already we're passed by the Koenigsegg. But yeah, that was perhaps a bit of an embarrassment for... Oh, he's crashed into a building. Hang on, wait, is he? Wait, no, he hasn't. It looked like he crashed into a building there. Oh, he's definitely crashed now though. So we are well ahead now. Well, I say well ahead, well, that's not going to help it, but yeah, we're actually doing okay because the other two are just making mistakes. Or well, we were until Mr. Koenigsegg came along and destroyed us. But we are ahead of third by a solid margin. Oh god, yeah, I sort of screwed that corner up, but there you go. Oh, wait, hang on. First made a massive error here. Can we hold on, actually? I mean, it's going to be really tough to do so, but... Oh no, okay, he's slammed me into the gas station here. Okay, I guess he just really didn't want to lose there. But that was that was funny. That was really close. Imagine if I was able to beat them. That would have been hilarious. This race, though, the Speed O, this is gonna be pretty easy for them because there's like barely any corners. So yeah, they're just gonna screw me over here. Yeah, even when I get a perfect launch, it's just a two-man race up ahead. But again, if they just keep crashing each other out and making mistakes on some of these corners, crashing into traffic, stuff like that, then it's gonna be good. We already got someone that's either just slowed down to taunt with me or has crashed. Not entirely sure what's happened here, but we're basically with him until he starts picking up speed and flies away. We've caught up to this car somehow, but he seems to be pretty reckless in his driving, and he's just went straight into me and flung away. So not sure what he's doing there, but there you go. He's easily going to catch up by the end of this race, I reckon. Yeah, especially when I make a mistake like that. Oh, yeah, I've been absolutely smashed into oblivion there. And yep, 90% of the way through the race, and the guy in first is already finished. So yeah, don't take this car into your race, obviously. I mean, I already knew this, but just to just to confirm, don't take it into a race. Just use it for drifting. Yeah, now to do some of this drifting. Okay, fellas, so we are basically near the start line for this drifting sort of challenge thingy, so let's just go ahead and see what we can do in the BRZ. Here we go. Starting lines here. I chose one which is sort of twisty, but you know, not like just, you know, around the loop sort of thing. Already very good start. This is going to be a big corner to get right, and it gets it spot on. Another big corner. A little bit more inside, but that might have just been an issue with myself. Twist it around the edge. Solid work there. Already at 2 stars, but we do only have 1 corner left. This is a big corner. Yep. First attempt, and we get 3 stars with the BRZ. That is very good in my book, so definitely a solid choice. And then for the outro, I'll just try it one more time going uphill. So if you guys did enjoy this video, then you can go ahead and hit the like button. If you enjoy all of my content, which obviously I'm trying to make more and more as I go, then you can go ahead and hit the subscribe button, comment on anything you enjoyed below, and okay, we're in a cop chase now, so this is going to ruin this attempt a bit. But this car is insanely good at drifting. Well, if it's in the right hands, which I don't know if I'm necessarily the best hands for it to be in, but even for me as like a sort of an average drifter, it's very good. And how have the cops lost me already? I mean, this attempt's going to be better. Yep, there you go, already second try on this, and I've got the person you have to beat done, so there you go. But yeah, comment if you enjoyed below, as I said, and until then, this has been Chief Dog 74, and I'll see you guys next time.